Welcome to The Wealthy Healthy, the podcast and blog dedicated to inspiring better mental, physical, and financial health. I am your host, Ricky Newton, and today is episode 1. We will be spending a few minutes on a straightforward intro to The Wealthy Healthy to talk for a few minutes about what I hope to accomplish with this show. And of course, why I've chosen to focus on the topics of wealth and health in one place, as well as how the show is going to be structured. So to introduce the reason that this show even exists in the first place, I would like to outline a couple figures. 62% of Americans have less than $1,000 saved. And the median retirement savings for all U.S. families is $5,000. In addition to these harrowing numbers, 68.8% of Americans are considered overweight. Nearly half of those qualify as obese. And in the U.S., 1 in every 4 deaths is attributable to heart disease. So it's realities like these that make me feel that there can never really be too much content or too many methods of delivering and consuming that content. So whether you're finding this as somebody who falls into one or both of these statistics, or maybe you're doing relatively well in both regards and you're just looking to expand those horizons or have something to help kind of cheerlead you along that path, then for either such person, this show is for you. So in that being said, I want to address the tagline I introduced at the top of the show. The Wealthy Healthy is the podcast and blog dedicated to inspiring better mental, physical, and financial health. I truly feel that the subjects of health and wealth go together. So though they might seem sort of like separate subjects, I think it makes perfect sense to discuss both. Because with better mental and physical health comes more capacity to build wealth. And the most important things that money can buy are freedom and peace of mind, which of course has a direct impact and influence on your health. And of course, it's also my passion for these topics that's motivated my interest in building something like this. I'd like to just deliver pep talks that get you fired up to go from good to great or from great to excellent. I want to share basic financial concepts to expose you to some new ideas or to fortify the understanding that you've already got. And not only that, but talking about topics like having discipline in exercise and finance, it's good for me, just for myself, to keep myself accountable as well while I'm pursuing performance and achievement in both regards. Now, for me personally, the main areas I tend to appreciate a little energy boost from time to time are around having discipline and finding purpose in exercise and work. I feel at my best day to day when I'm able to do both of those things regularly. And it's with good health and wealth habits that I hope to build a future in which I'm able to support a family, spend more time creating, and contribute, of course, more to my community through volunteer opportunities. Odds are most people can recognize at least some of those things as high priority values to maintain, to live a meaningful and free life. And that's basically the focus of the show, which is going to be broken out into 4 segments. Each of those segments is going to tie back to the idea of better health, whether through exploration of topics like changing physical habits or adjusting mental perception, or of course to the wealth piece. Maybe it's saving more of your income. So there's going to be really 2 primary pillars to the show, which are going to be Motivational Monday episodes and Financial Friday episodes. On Motivational Mondays, I'll deliver basically a pep talk where I'll be exploring and explaining concepts that I ultimately hope will help to fire you up to be more productive and strive for extra progress in your life. Some of these episodes will talk about physical health. So for example, maybe strategies for beating excuses and easy ways and reasons to work out at home. Some episodes will focus on mental health. So for example, exploring why it's important to embrace discomfort. And maybe some of those will be a little more cerebral or philosophical in nature, like a discussion of the many worlds interpretation and how self-fulfilling prophecies impact real-world experiences. For Financial Friday episodes, I'll be explaining and deconstructing basic concepts in personal finance with a bit of a skew and a focus on financial independence and early retirement schools of thought. Now, of course, I want to stress that these episodes won't be intended as financial advice. I am not by any means a certified financial planner or anything of that nature, but rather what I hope to do with these episodes is to expose you to and to discuss and to deconstruct different ideas and concepts in personal finance. many of which I am personally trying to pursue myself. So I'll try to call out some of my own personal practices in several of these episodes as well, so you can get a sense of where I'm personally placing my bets and to see that I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is when it comes to earning, saving, spending, and investing. The other 2 episode types will generally be a little less frequent, but nonetheless really excited to share them. On Talk Tuesday episodes, I'll have a guest, hopefully a wide variety over the course of the show, to talk about their own experiences on their path to improving their own wealth or health. Topics might include early retirement, eliminating clutter, religion, productivity, immigration, basically anything interesting that relates back to the core focus of self-improvement and any successes and failures that these guests had along the way. And lastly, my final type of episode is going to be approximately once a season, where we're going to check in on the show's engineer and my good friend, Steve. These Steve Sunday episodes will basically use Steve as a case study as he pursues freedom from debt in pursuit of financial independence. And keep in mind that he's been generous enough to disclose many aspects of his own financial situation for the show. And I think he's going to make a wonderful case study for a bunch of reasons. And so, Steve, by no means at all an average guy, but his background and his financial situation on paper is so similar to so many Americans that he's really going to make a great example for understanding the ups and downs of actually embarking on this path to financial freedom when you're actually starting in a position of tackling debt and without having a high starting salary as a springboard. So there it is, everyone. Motivational Mondays, Financial Fridays, Talk Tuesdays, and Steve Sundays will make up the backbone of the Wealthy Healthy podcast and blog. And I definitely feel like I should mention the whole podcast and blog thing, but it is very, very straightforward. I know some people prefer to listen and some prefer to read. I personally like to listen to podcasts. I don't follow too many blogs myself, but I know a lot of people who are completely the other way around. So I just wanted to offer both so that any audience that benefits in any way at all from the content that I'm creating here can actually enjoy it in their preferred medium. So it's that simple. I will say, though, that the content will be nearly identical on both, and they're going to be shared concurrently as well. So just take advantage of whichever form suits your preferences and your lifestyle best. All right, guys, I am super, super excited to start sharing these ideas with you. So please hang tight, tune in as things get underway here, and always, always, always feel free to share your thoughts, whether it's praise, whether it's criticism. All of that does just serve to make the show better. And of course, be sure to check out the blog and other content on thewealthyhealthy.co and subscribe to whichever medium you prefer. Thank you.